So for this question, we're going to be dealing with functions and kind of an introductory question for functions. And basically, Laurie is asked to write a function of her own choice, so she can make it anything. And what she chooses is that her function takes a word as an input. So you put the word into the function, and the output is a number of letters in the word that you put in. So for instance, we're given an example here where the function takes the word banana and it counts the number of letters, and the number that we get out is 6. So this is the output. So Laurie chooses a function which just tells her the length of a word, is basically what's going on here. And we're asked for part A to use Laurie's function to find the length of the word Ned. And so we just need to count the letters for the output, and the output is going to be 3 because there's 3 letters in Ned. So that's going to be it for part A, so hopefully nothing too intimidating about that. And then for part B, we're asked to write an input that gives an output of 5. And so another way of saying this is just choose a 5-letter word that you could put in to get this answer. And I can come up with the word now. And I think an appropriate word, given what we're doing here, would be maths, because maths has 5 letters. So that's a fine choice of a word for this part B. And then for part C, we're asked to work out the value of this kind of expression here. So there's going to be a little bit of a test of our knowledge of functions as well as our ability to do order of operations. And so it looks a bit weird just to see it in this form, because you've got functions and you've got numbers and it's all a bit mixed up. But we know that the output of this function is a number. And so what I'm going to do is just draw an arrow for each term here to show you what I'm changing along the way. But I'm just going to be changing these functions into the numbers or the outputs that they give us. And so we have f of Tomás, and if we count the number of letters in Tomás, there's 5 letters. So f of Tomás is the same thing as 5. And so we can put that down. Our -3 stays the same. And next thing we've got to do is bring down this f of Ava. And we know that we just need to count the number of letters in the name Ava. And the number of letters here is going to be 3. So we can just have 3 times 3. And just remember to keep your operations the same. So we had -3 times this f of Ava. And so now it's just -3 times 3. And then our +2 is going to stay the same. And finally, we've got this 2 multiplied by the function for Jacob, but this is going to be squared. So we're actually going to just put this in a bracket just to kind of keep it on its own. And so for f of Jacob, Jacob, we just need to count the number of letters, and there's once again going to be 5, so we can have 5. And just remember to put in your squared as well. So that's kind of the one thing to put in here, possibly to see if you'd catch it, and we want to make sure that we do. And so now this becomes an issue of once again using BIMDAS. And BIMDAS is just something that stands for our order of operations, or the kind of order we do things in. So in this case, we have brackets, indices, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. So we just want to make sure we do that in the right order. So the first thing we're going to look for across our expression is brackets. And we do have brackets, but there's actually nothing going on inside our bracket because we just have the number 5, so that's fine. But of course, we do have to square this 5, and that is actually the next order of operation, which is I, which stands for indice. And so what I'm going to do is just start moving down here, keeping everything the same, but now just squaring this 5. So we know that 5 squared is the same as 5 times 5, and that is going to give us an answer of 25. And so thankfully now we've gotten rid of our bracket and gotten rid of our indice, which is kind of the most scary part of this whole expression, is the fact that we've got this squared term, but that's gone now. And so now we just need to keep using BIMDAS. And if we look across, we can see that our next letter is M, which stands for multiplication. And so we can do our multiplications now. And our 5 isn't multiplied by anything, but this -3 times 3 is. And so we need to simplify that. And -3 times 3 is going to be -9. So we're just going to put -9 here. And the next term here is 2. And so we just need to multiply 2 by 25. Using once again our multiplication in BIMDAS. And so 2 times 25 is 50, so we can put +50 on the end. And now you can see that this is actually simplified into just 3 numbers that are added and subtracted together. And so now we can simplify this. And 5 minus 9 gives us -4, +50 gives us 46. So this is going to be an answer of 46, and that is going to be the value of what they give us in the question. And so that's going to be it for this part of the question.